Get on in here, y'all. Auntie ReRe, let's talk about it. Boy, y'all been in an uproar today. People don't like me bringing up the past. Y'all don't like Auntie pulling up the past, do you? Tonight, I want to talk about the subject of healing versus hate. And I want to bring up a lot of the skits that I have added, tonight. I want us to talk about it because it's gotten to the point where let me see if they'll let me add an item to the screen. Media slide. I've never learned how to do this on the iPad, so we're just gonna go out of it. I might have to go to my laptop and do it. Save, cancel. Well, I'll probably do it tomorrow. I'm just gonna talk tonight, and tomorrow I'll put the screens on there. Y'all have the ability to go to the Y'all have the ability to go to cancel edit. Y'all have the ability to go to my page and look at the shorts or whatever. But tonight I just want to talk from a place of healing versus hate. A lot of Amber fans are in their feelings because I put up old skits of when she was with Mike and she was with Wayne and when Anthony was truly the good guy of the skits. And I also added, somebody was like, why you don't put up Anthony and Ro? We have been bashing Anthony for the last year and a half over Shayla. We got plenty of footage. But for new people who are new to the skits, they don't recall how this all started. There would be no hateful, evil, conniving Anthony if it wasn't for this marriage that never should have taken place. This marriage should have never happened. And people are still in denial about it. It should have never happened. It should have been stopped that day. When she paused and looked at Wayne and wanted Wayne to stand up and stop that wedding, there should have not been a wedding, you guys. When she knew that she was still in love with Wayne and still messing with Wayne, there should have been no wedding. Just like what we're seeing unfold with Rafi and Jocelyn. I pray they don't let another wedding take place with all of this baggage. For those of you who love Amber, why not love her enough to see her heal? Let her heal. So many times we get into relationships and we get into situationships and both people are broken. Both people are hurting. Both people have went through trauma. But yet and still, we're okay with them continuing this trauma, continuing this drama without healing. Amber got with Wayne because Mike didn't appreciate her. She helped Mike to give his vending machine business where it was. She poured into Mike, even though he was still giving Rolanda the credit, still living with Rolanda, still being faithful to Rolanda. She was hurt. Amber was hurting. So at the award show, where he's getting all this credit, and he gave credit to Rolanda, the one who laughed at his business. So what did Amber do? Her defense mechanism was go to kiss Wayne, and therefore that started a relationship with Wayne. She wanted them to get caught that day. She wanted Mike to catch her with Wayne. And what did she say to Mike? She said, you didn't want me. Basically, you fumbled me. So I got with Wayne. Then when Wayne went on to have an affair and cheat on her with Sarah and then Erica and play in her face, here comes Anthony, Captain Saver. Anthony comes in her life. Anthony pours into her, tell her how wonderful she is, how great she is. Even after she had just gave the yes ma'am and the to Wayne, he still looked her in her eyes and told her she was beautiful and how wonderful she was. And she continued to take this man's love, this naive, green, stupid man, At that time, he was not cheating with Roe. Wasn't even interested in Roe. He was totally smitten by Amber. He was totally faithful at that time to Amber. So much that he later on asked her to marry him. And she still had Wayne literally on her breath. Y'all, y'all tore Amber to shreds. Fans tore Amber to shreds in the comments. But yet you forgave her. You forgave her. And I wish I could see the comments from some of you now who defend. I guarantee you, I don't think it's the same people. It can't be the same people who shredded her, who tarnished her name. We have to get to a point in life where forgiveness is forgiveness, healing is healing. We're so focused on hating that we don't care why a person is hated. We don't care what the root cause of it is. Why not we focus on healing? Healing for both of them. Both of them deserve healing. Neither one of them is better than the other. And that's the point I'm trying to make. Amber is not better than Anthony. Anthony is not better than Amber. That's why I think ultimately they could still end up being together. Because if they can heal the hurt, whatever this deep hurt is, whatever the source of it is, if they can heal that, they can be a power couple. They can be strong together. But as long as they keep bringing up each other's wrongdoings, as long as he keeps bringing up Wayne, as long as she keeps bringing up Shayla, as long as they keep bringing up the hurt and not the root cause of the hurt, they are never going to heal as a couple. To the fans, fans hate Piari. Piari is the only woman that has genuinely shown Anthony love, even though with her saying, keyword saying that she aborted their child, she also says she did it from a point of love. Since day one, since she's came to the skits, she's always confessed that he was her best friend. She's always confessed that she actually loves him. She loves him so much she will accept any woman in his life, sort of like Melissa's doing with Dave. No matter what Dave does, she die hard, she rock hard, she's there. All I'm trying to do is remind people they both did wrong. And Amber needs to heal. And healing is not in a new car. Healing is not a new house. Healing is not a new husband. Healing is not Chanel shoes, because something wrong with Rhonda too. Them shoes ugly as hell. She picked out today for almost $2,000. Healing is not material things. Healing is not jumping in one relationship when you just got out of another one. Healing is looking at, you know what? There's a part of me that's broken. There's a part of you that's broken. You did me wrong. I did you wrong. How do we really heal and rectify this situation? That counselor they had was piss po. She really was. You can't heal what they went through before, keyword before the marriage, and after and during the marriage. You can't heal that in 5 sessions. I think they had like 5 counseling sessions. You got to dig deeper. And I know that it hurts. Hey, Teray, they were ugly as heck. I know it hurts for some of the Amber fans to see some of the videos I'm posting. I know it hurts you, but it's the reality of what happened. And a lot of times we comfort ourselves, or we give ourselves comfort in real life, in our real life situations. We comfort ourselves in remembering what the other person did wrong. That helps us to heal, right? Or does it help us to just cover up the wound? But sometimes you got to open up that wound to get that bullet out. Let me repeat that. Sometimes you got to open up the wounds to get the bullet out. You can't just sew it up and leave the bullet in there. Sometimes you can, depending on where the bullet went. I do know some people that have actual bullets in their body, fragments, because if they would have removed it, it could have made them paralyzed or whatever. So there are situations like that. But guys, we got to look back. Amber needs to heal. It's a cycle. And there are a lot of women out there that just need to heal. Sonny, let's break it all down, y'all. Sonny now getting with Bone. Bone seems like he's a really good man. And he really likes her. But Sonny jumped from Mike to the workout guy. The guy she was exercising with, her partner. He was lying to her. Then she got with J-Mo. J-Mo, I don't know where J-Mo went to. Her and J-Mo didn't work out. Then from J-Mo, back and forth with Mike. Heal. Women and men have to allow themselves to heal. Anthony. Anthony went from strippers to stripper Chantel saying she had a baby by him. Ro. He was in love with Ro. I shared the video with y'all where Ro was laughing at him. Go to my community post. I posted the videos, the full videos, not just clips. Ro laughed at him with Shell and her homegirl, the crazy homegirl. She laughed at him for wanting something real. She said, baby, I just want to be free. But yet you're in this man's house, showing off his house to your friends, like Amber did with Wayne. And you're not healing. You're not telling this man. Anthony dealt with a lot of women who thought he was corny, who thought he was weak, who looked at his money, who looked at his house, and never looked at his heart. Amber got with men who looked at her body, who looked at her smarts, who looked at her beauty, who looked at her class, and they never looked at her heart. Anthony did. And that's why I say I'm not sure that this is over, y'all. I'm not sure it's over. But first, they have to heal. We have to look at the ugly parts of our relationship in order to heal. They have to discuss it. They have to live it. They have to revisit it. And I know it hurts some of y'all to see this stuff, but it happened. If this were real life, it happened, y'all. And until we can face our past, we cannot be productive in our future. I'm not an Amber hater. Hell, I've been Amber before. I've been the Amber who got my heart broke. So you know what? I'm going to give it somebody else. I'm going to give my all in all. I'm going to give my whole heart to somebody else. But I'm not healed from the last relationship. And if a lot of you will admit it, you've done the same thing. Men. There are a lot of men out there. I talk to a lot of men. I feel like I'm a counselor sometimes. There are a lot of men out there who have been hurt by women, who dedicated themselves to women, who stopped cheating, stopped being a womanizer for women, who ultimately cheated on them. And what do? They go get some more women. Or they dog out the next woman for what the last woman did. And some of them are continued suckers for love. I don't think Anthony is out to hurt Denisha. He's just looking for love. He's doing the same sucker stuff he been doing. Anthony has been a sucker for love. Anthony has been that man who used his money or leads with his money or leads with his mouth. He's been a sucker for love. Amber has been wanting to be someone's wife. She thought she could rekindle the flames with Mike, her high school sweetheart. That didn't work. Then came Wayne, this rich, powerful man. And then things didn't work out. And then Anthony. I'm not going to let Anthony go. This is my last chance to be a rich man, wealthy man's wife. And he loves me. Yeah, we got to face the pain before we can heal. We got to stop hating. We got to stop denying people's hurt. They hurt each other. Let show grace. If y'all go back, and I'm gonna put the Facebook post in this link. If y'all go back and read those comments from 2023 when Amber was cheating on Anthony, baby, they talked about her worse than people talk about Shayla today. But yet and still you have people today who will crucify commentators for even bringing it up. But 3 years ago, y'all hated Amber guts. But you allowed redemption. Let these characters heal. We don't have enough healing in the skits. Amber was broken then, and she's still broken now because the writers or whomever haven't allowed her the opportunity to heal. Heal. Anthony never healed from Ro. He never healed from Chantal. And he never healed from Amber. And until these characters are allowed to heal alone without laying up under somebody else, marrying somebody else, being with somebody else, hurt people will continue to hurt people. Hurt people, hurt people. Hurt people, hurt people. So, before you come for me in the comments, I have shown equal amount of videos. I've just got into the shorts thing. Well, I've been doing shorts, but I mostly do like music or whatever. But if you look at my community post, I have just as many posts that show Anthony and the stuff he did as Ro and her trifling ways when it came to Anthony. People think she was just all sweetheart and she only left Anthony because of the baby, Chantal alleged baby. But Ro never wanted to be with him. She was there for a good time, not a long time. She said it. That's all I'm saying, you guys. Allow these people to heal. Mike, Dominique hurt Mike. It looked like he finna hurt her again. She finna hurt him again. Mike jumped from woman to woman to woman. Dominique hurt him through cheating. Shayla hurt him through leaving. And who does he hurt? He hurt Sonny. When I look back at the skits, and I'm a deep thinker, y'all, sometimes, I just feel like a lot of these characters we see, the characters we see in everyday life. It's a constant cycle of people hurting one another over and over again, not allowing one another to heal, totally heal. We replace hurt with people. I'm going to say that again. We replace hurt with people. And we got to stop in real life. I don't think this thing going to turn out good for Amber nor Anthony. Somebody going to get hurt. Either the people they dealing with going to be hurt. Either Denisha will be hurt because Anthony ultimately goes back to his wife. Dave could be hurt because Amber may ultimately go back to her husband. Or Amber could be hurt by Dave. And Anthony could be hurt by Denisha. But because they are still married to one another. Neither one of them, neither one of them have allowed themselves to heal from all the hurt they had. Amber never healed from Shayla. She may have forgave her, but she never healed from that. How do you heal from your best friend sleeping with your husband? How do you just up one day and she cried over it, yes. Did Amber ever heal from her child losing her baby? Did Amber ever heal from losing David? Did Anthony ever heal from her cheating? Did he ever heal from Chantal lying about her baby? And now here goes something else with your best friend who really loved you, possibly or allegedly aborted your son. The only thing that I ask for you guys, if you follow ReRe, if you're a subscriber, is to think different. Life is not one-sided. These skits are not one-sided. It's multidimensional. It's not that commentators or myself are hopping all around the place. It's not that we wishy-washy. It's that in real life, it's layers to this. It's not black and white. It's real gray. And I would love to say that even Wayne, sometimes we get mad at the writers and things like that, but at the end of the day, they are actually, could be, portraying what real life is. It's not easy. It's not always scripted. Good people get hurt all the time. Good people get cheated on. Good people get divorced. Bad people get rich. Bad people get richer. Bad people seem like they never get karma. That's real life. Is Jesus not popping because somebody do us wrong and we deserve to get done right? So y'all take these skits with a grain of salt. Think different. Think differently. Unfortunately, we do live in a world full of negativity. We live in a world with ups and downs, and we live in a world where we don't always know the outcome. But the one thing tonight, I just want to remind everybody, allow yourself time to heal. Don't keep going into new relationships broken and you don't want to face the past. The shorts from the past are not to make anybody look bad. It's the reality of what happened. And yes, we would love to black out everything bad that has happened to us. We love to black out all the mistakes that we've made in life. But they're still there, whether we want to deal with them or not. They are still there. They still exist in this thing called life. In each one of those skits where I said, can Amber heal? She told Mike, you didn't want me, so don't be mad because I'm with Wayne. In so many words, those not the exact words. The video with Mike. The video with Wayne. You wanted Sarah. You wanted this person. Don't be mad at me for moving on with Anthony. Now there's Dave. How will this story end? So before you all go ham, that's all I want you to think about. Just think differently. If you are truly a lover of Amber, if you truly for the character Amber, let her heal. And even if you hate Anthony, don't deny that he was once a good man. Don't deny that Before all of this, he was not a bad guy, you guys. Sometimes life can harden your heart, and him and Amber's heart has been hardened. Hey, AS. Child, people mad for me bringing up these old skits, but a lot of people aren't aware of what happened in the past. And my whole point, and people read my comments, is I just want healing. Heal. Let Amber heal. Amber is so broken, y'all. The character. She reminds me a lot of myself from back in the day. And that's why I bring up some of this stuff. Amber's broken. Let her heal. Dave is not her healer. Dave is not her redemption. That's going to come from within her. I think about that song by Aretha Franklin where it says, "When are doing it by themselves." I want to see her come up by herself, a strong black woman. I want to see a strong black woman in these skits rise up above it all without, "I need a man to do it for me." I would like to see Amber business so successful. She say, "You know what? I'm not finna pay these $25,000. I'm gonna go buy me a car." I want that for myself. It's terrible when you have to depend on somebody else for your livelihood and things like that. I want to see Amber win. Ernestine even. Ernestine, different story. Ernestine brought a lot of this on herself. Things like that, you guys, you gotta heal. Anthony needs to sit down somewhere and heal. Shayla needs to sit down somewhere and heal. People are hurting all over this world because they're replacing hurt with things. They're replacing hurt with drugs. They're replacing hurt with bodies. Rafi. Rafi never healed from losing Sade. Sade really did love Rafi. She was there for Rafi. She didn't want to see Rafi get hurt. And he hurt her. Then she went away for a while, came back, got with Rome. Then got with Pick. She needs to heal. The moral of a lot of these stories, you guys, if you just look deep into it, is healing. People need to heal. I even look at the Larry and Bethany character. They say Larry really loved Shira. But did he ever heal over Shira cheating on him? Did he ever really heal from that? Is that why he ended up with Bethany? From lack of healing. Because Bethany was a fun girl when he first met her. Did Mike heal from Dominic cheating with Esteban? And sometimes we run back to the main people that hurt us or use us or abuse us. Amber, in that last clip, when Anthony was looking in her eyes and telling her how beautiful and wonderful she was, I've shown y'all several clips. Anthony was in love with her. He was in love with her, y'all. He was a sucker for love for her. But did she love herself? Did Amber love herself? And all y'all fans not getting that. Y'all want her to move on to the next relationship and not heal. And I feel like that's wrong. I don't even want, honestly, I don't want Anthony to move on. Heal. But wouldn't it be beautiful if they could heal together? If they could get real counseling and not, misunderstanding counseling. So that was the purpose of my live tonight, just to come in because I've caught a lot of flack from showing these, and maybe people will listen to the whole thing and maybe they won't. But my hope is for both of them to heal. When I see other weakness, it's because of the lack of loving yourself. That's it. I just want them to love themselves. I want them to heal. I'm showing y'all the skits, not to bash Amber, not to bash Anthony, not even to bash Piari. Y'all, Piari's story is real. If she really did abort her child and it was a successful abortion, she got to carry that the rest of her life. And maybe that's why she's an alcoholic. We got to stop pretending that the past does not determine the future. If you don't deal with the hurt from your past, it will creep to your future. You got to deal with that hurt. You got to deal with that pain, or it's going to impact your future. That's why Piari is possibly potentially an alcoholic. And if she went so far to lie about having the baby or being pregnant, that's really sickening. That's another twist. She could be lying about having it, but I don't think so. That's why I had to go back and look at older skits. I think she really did either have an abortion, think she had an abortion, meaning she went to a doctor who told her, yes, this was successful. Anthony family raised this child, and this child is still alive. Either way, what I want you to take from this live is heal. If you're out there tonight and you've been in an abusive relationship, whether it was emotionally abusive or physically abusive, heal before you go to that next relationship, or you go find yourself in the same situation over again. And while I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself. If you don't face what you did, if you did somebody wrong, if you hurt somebody, if you don't face and acknowledge what you did, you're not going to heal. You're not going to be successful. Lying does not help you. Covering things up does not help you. Sometimes you got to open up that wound and do surgery on your soul. I'm going to say that again. Sometimes you have to open up those wounds and do surgery on your soul. Amber needs healing, not a new car. She need healing. Anthony need healing. Mike need healing. Dominique need healing. Dominic mama need healing. Sonny needs healing. Even Shayla needs healing. Now she's coping with marijuana. I still say the plot twist on that one is she know about Delicia and Amon. She's coping with everything that happened with Anthony and Amber, now with marijuana. You can't keep pacifying and using drugs, alcohol in Piari's case, to cover up past hurt. Allow yourself time to heal. I love y'all. This has been Real Talk with ReRe, Lights Out with Auntie ReRe, Recap with Auntie ReRe, Rewind, whatever you want to call it. But the main thing I want to get you from this, get what you to get from this, let me get my words out. Heal versus hate. I love y'all and have a good night.